Hello, everybody. It is March 7th, 2021, right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. Hi, how are you? I'm doing great. Finally, here in the state of North Carolina, we finally have sun. No more rain for a whole week. I can finally do stuff outside of my brand new house. Thank God, it's about damn time. Hello there. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and the co-host of Wrestleview Live, alongside the effervescent editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Mike Tedesco, where we cover all of the major WWE pay-per-views immediately following them right here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. On the show today, I'm going to fully admit, and everyone here who's probably in the chat room and is a member of the Wrestleview Media group on the Facebook, will kind of see that I was kind of in a rut. I couldn't think of anything to talk about today. And so I kind of put it up to them on what I should talk about. And some really good ideas came about from it and everything. But then it dawned on me as I was updating my little spreadsheet for the WWE Milk Carton. It's a beautiful day. It's almost spring-like. Spring is coming up in a couple of weeks. And what do we do in the spring if you're a responsible adult and you love the abode that you're living in? You clean. Spring cleaning is what you do, and the WWE's annual spring cleaning is going to be coming up soon. It happens all the time around about the WrestleMania times, and so I thought, we'll just take a gander at the good old WWE main roster on their main webpage and just kind of fart around and kind of play with everyone's way of living and determine who might be receiving their papers. Yeah, that's something we're going to do there. People saying there's reverb. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. There we go. I think I got rid of the reverb. Did I get rid of the reverb, guys? Let me know. I think I accidentally had the other YouTube up. Are we okay now? Everybody okay now? Let me know. Let me know, please. Let me know. I'm sure y'all will let me know. You guys are okay. So we're gonna kind of predict WWE performers' futures with the company. If they're still gonna stick around. There we go. Solved. Very good. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't like doing this. Because it's horrible. You don't want to say that, that guy's gonna lose his job. Oh, that chick's not been on TV. She's not gonna have a job. It's kind of horrible to do that, but this main roster is over 150, 160 performers deep. WrestleMania last year, there were 166 performers on the WWE's main roster. Remember when that spring cleaning happened during COVID and everyone blew a fucking gasket over it? I think everyone will be okay now that when spring cleaning happens and everyone will understand why it's happening. But that's what we're going to do. Gonna predict a little bit of spring cleaning on the WWE's end. Top 5 things to pay attention to from the past week of the pro wrestling TVs. News items, lots of news to talk about, including the unfortunate passing of a legendary promoter in all of professional wrestling, especially where I'm from. And the WWE Milk Carton is alive and true. Big names are on it. And it's not because of quarantine. They're perfectly healthy. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that as well. Oh, yeah, and there is some kind of pay-per-view going on. AEW has got their Revolution pay-per-view going on, and that's tonight. And I know a lot of you were saying, well, Doug, you could do a watch-along for that pay-per-view. Guys, I'm a man of integrity, and you've got to pay to watch this pay-per-view, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to fork over the cash to watch a pay-per-view to a show that I hardly watch, and I'm not going to judge it. Okay, I don't judge what I don't watch. I don't judge. Not until I watch a show of it and then see they're just botches left and right, and you've got an old man behind a microphone that just has no idea what's going on. So no, I can't do it. So yeah, even though it is kind of interesting that Kenny Omega is defending the AEW title, heavyweight world title against Johnny Moxley in a hardcore match, because I guess John Moxley, those are the only matches he does. And of course, it's not just any hardcore match, it's an explodey Japanese death matchy type thing. It's kind of like the matches that we saw with, what's his name? Onita, Atsushi Onita. Yeah, it's his matches is what it is. We're talking bombs and exploding barbed wire and shit like that. So yeah, if you're into that thing, go right ahead. I'm sometimes am, but nah, that's okay. That's okay. No predictions on it either, because quite frankly, I haven't been watching the show. So yeah, that's how it's going to be there. But before we get into all of the other shows and all of that stuff, I got to take care of the pleasantries out of the way first. If you're in the chat room now, you say "wee." If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Who all is in the chat room right now? I see Andrew. I see Daniel. I see Jamel. I saw Goose. Goose is in there? He's planning to troll me the entire time that he's in there. He can't have a decent discussion. I see Gil's in there. Who else is in there? I know everyone else is going to be popping up. There's Mashoon. What's up, Doc? Wee! I see Mediocre Lewis. Mediocre as always. I love that. I enjoy you, Lewis. I enjoy you immensely. I'm glad that you just take that on the chin and you poke fun at me too. It's all good. Yeah. So everyone will keep on trickling in for that. Sources. It's that time of year where my absolute number one favorite beer is put out. I love this beer. I love it. I love it. I love it. Every March, it comes up to distribution, goes to the stores, and here we go. From Noda Brewing out of Charlotte, North Carolina, it's my Hopcakes. My Hopcakes Imperial IPA. Read you the descriptor. I love this thing. This is so good. Pour yourself a stack of Imperial IPA goodness soaked in lots and lots of delicious Vermont maple syrup. Then put down your axe, loosen your suspenders, and enjoy sweet citrus, hops, and resin flavors in this special release treat. Enjoy immediately, do not cellar, and feel free to come back for seconds. Oh, I love it. The ABV on this bad boy is a 10.2. So we crack that bad boy open. Yeah. We pour it into the sifter of arrogance, is what this is. Yes, it's the sifter of arrogance. I miss you, Hopcakes, so much. The big thing was Noda Brewery, out of their physical location over in Charlotte. They released only for their brewery on tap Imperial Hopcakes, which was running at about a 12 something. Oh, I love me. Oh, I was praying that they were going to can it and send it to the stores, but nah, I can't. They weren't doing it. So, oh well. All right. So, here we go. Oh, Goosey in there. I only listen because it's my source for what is actually happening in wrestling. I haven't watched with the exception of the Brody Lee show almost a year ago. I hear you, Goose. I hear you. No, I totally get you on that. And I will not fault anyone for wanting to take a break from professional wrestling. I have actually thought about it myself. But no, I like doing the show and I like watching the stuff sometimes and talking with you guys about it and everything. It's kind of what I do. It's kind of what I enjoy. Oh, Hopcakes, get into my mouth. Oh, it's so good. Just that hint of the maple syrup on that Imperial is fantastic. Just good bite on that aftertaste. Oh, it's so good. Okay. Wrestling televisions. What's my thought? Mediocre Lewis asked, what's my thoughts on -1? I love them. I mean, it's sad that the passing of Brody Lee has brought such great goodness to the Dark Order and AEW. That's probably the only reason, apart from Orange Cassidy, and they've kind of they've pumped the brakes on Orange Cassidy, which is very wise on AEW's part, and now the Dark Order has become my favorite thing of AEW. I mean, I absolutely love them. Just everyone just having the numbers, and it's just random people wearing the masks and doing crazy shit. I love it. I love the Dark Order now, even though they were, and I think I was really criticizing them heavily, with the bad botching of the punches last year, because we were supposed to take them seriously, But ever since that moment, they have now become kind of like a pseudo comedy act, and it's worked wonders. It is a fantastic fit for them. Dark Order is now, that's one of my favorite acts right now. Okay, let's get to the wrestling of the televisions and the thing. Lots of interesting stuff happening with the WWE television, especially across the pond. Start things off. It's a rarity that you get a steel cage match on television, okay? I mean, we have to face facts here. It's a rarity that we get a steel cage match on television from the WWE. And the one that they gave to us last Friday was not too bad at all. Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan won, he would face Roman Reigns for the Universal title at Fastlane. We knew that was going to be happening anyway, but that was a fun steel cage match, especially just with how they were working the cameras in this match. I loved the camera work that they did here, just looking up and seeing what was happening there instead of having the full pan back shot, No, it was a good fun match. Very, very fun one. And you could pull for Daniel Bryan, especially with the promo that Daniel Bryan gave before the show kicked off, saying that he can't stand, why is Edge here? As if, coming back from injury to come back and win the Royal Rumble. I mean, Daniel, kind of did the same thing. You came back from injury and everything. But it was a great way for Daniel Bryan to bring himself into the picture and to bring himself into this Edge and Roman Reigns thing. Makes me wonder if we may see a triple threat happen at WrestleMania between him, Edge, and Roman Reigns. That would not shock me at all. I'm not sure what I've got in the books for Daniel Bryan going into WrestleMania. I can't remember what we had on the whiteboard. I think I had Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens versus the Usos is what I had. I think I had that. I'm pretty sure that's what I had. So Andrew saying Corey Graves having to explain the rules because we're dumb according to Vince. Well, they always got to explain the rules. Always have to, okay? Brand new people are watching every single week, so you got to explain them. Yeah, we could have a couple of triple threats coming up at WrestleMania. Yep, we could. There's going to be a lot of multi-man clusterfucks happening in WrestleMania. Lots of triple threats, fatal four-ways. It's going to happen, folks. You got to cram everyone into the show. Okay? So, yeah, that's what's going to happen. If it happens, it happens. It's no big, whatever, Gear us up for, the simple one-on-one matches like right now, Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon in Raw Underground is sounding like a shoe-in right now. It's absolutely sounding like a shoe-in. Second thing to pay attention to goes with NXT. I was talking before about the Dark Order in AEW and how they are one of my favorite acts when it comes to comedy. How they are just so awkward, so hilarious to me, especially everything they're doing with Hangman Page, I think is fantastic. But another act, and I love comedy acts in wrestling. I think that if it not for them, I would tune out from pro wrestling. I've got to have stupidity. Okay, I got to have stupidity. And you can't find it any better than over on NXT, where the group known as The Way, who is Johnny Gargano, Austin Theory, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell, who is now being called Indie Wrestling. The group before had a therapy session to deal with their problems with the weirdo known as Dexter Lumis. This was a segment that ran, throughout NXT, as which most segments like this do. And in one of these, Austin Theory is just having a session by himself with the therapist. And she says, well, Dexter Lumis was extremely disgusted with your infatuation with cutting off all of your shirts to show off your mediocre abdominal section. And Austin just breaking down into tears. He would run out of the office. And then the rest of the way would come into the office and he's just bawling his eyes out. And Johnny's going, what did you tell him? What did you say to him to make him do this? I love stupid segments like these. And more importantly, The Way is fantastic over on NXT. They are another comedic group. And while, yes, Johnny Gargano is all about the wrestling and the counters and the technical moves and blah, 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 and he's a champion and yada, 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 The Way itself is supposed to be like a family, Mother, father, son, daughter is like kind of what they portray themselves as. But it's so minute how they put it in there that's what they are. But they are a hilarious group to check out, okay? Austin Theory has really come into his own. This guy, God, he's got to be like, 22 years old? He's like 21, 22 years old. Last year, Dave appeared in his first WrestleMania. Hadn't been with the company, but only 6 or 8 months prior to that. But the problem with him was he didn't have a character. He didn't have a persona of some kind. And him coming back to NXT after being on Monday Night Raw for a handful of months, to come back to NXT, join up with Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and form this group, he has now become the dim-witted meathead, is what he's become. And he fits it so well. He is, the facial expressions, he's got it down. He has got it down. Oh man, great stuff from The Way. Can't compare it to the Dark Order because the Dark Order is a completely different form of comedy with them. They're a completely different group, okay, where they're like just a cult is what they're trying to be, but a really happy cult, I guess, is the way to put it. Really good. There are some good acts going on in pro wrestling right now. You've just got to try to find them. That's all you got to try to do. Speaking of characters, we have seen some repackages. We've seen repackaging. We've seen reclamation projects happening. And one of them is happening over on NXT UK. After his championship match and failure to capture the title against Voltar, Ilya Dragunov has been going through, let's just say he's been going through a phase. Here he is in his match that he lost to Sammy Gradwell. And he is just teeing off, just blowing a gasket. This has been the repackaging of Ilya Dragunov, to where he has lost it. Ever since that loss to Walter, he is questioning everything about himself, everything about what is he doing here? Who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose? In fact, Sammy Gradwell during his match was talking so much junk to him, saying he's gonna how he's disrespecting his family and all kinds of things. Watch that match from NXT UK of Sammy Gradwell and Ilya Dragunov. It is a great summarization of this repackaging and reclamation of Ilya Dragunov. Ilya Dragunov is a good act. He had the character that he had in NXT UK was that he was just a brawler, but one thing is that, man, his facial expressions I thought sometimes were way too over the top. You know, he would grimace and scowl his face a lot when he didn't really need to. You don't need to look 150, 175% all the time. But now with this reclamation, with this repackaging of visibly losing it and questioning your existence, now it is warranted. Now it is needed. Now it is understood. Yeah, this is going to be something interesting to watch. Now, whether it means that he's turning heel or face, I don't know. NXT UK sometimes is a lot like NXT here in the States, where there's not really a thing as faces or heels. It's just stuff happening for the sake of stuff. We'll figure out the face and heel crap when they go to Raw or SmackDown is basically what that is. But yeah, Ilya Dragunov is going to be interesting to watch these next couple of months and how that's going to shape up. But another act that's going through a repackaging, going through a reclamation, is way more drastic than Ilya Dragunov's. Will it work? We'll see. I introduced to you the brand new Apollo Crews, flanked by two Nigerian military personnel and carrying a spear and wearing a green and white scarf. We are now watching the would this be considered stereotypical in professional wrestling? I mean, do we not see this all the time? Do we not see this all the time with African American performers in professional wrestling, to where they, you know, if nothing works and you just never tune into the fact that they are African American? So now that we got to make it blatantly obvious that they are, so now we've got to tack them onto a country of some kind or the African continent of some kind, and we got to put them in garb or have them carry a accessory of some kind. We see it all the time in professional wrestling, at least through my experience watching it for past nearly 40 years. This happens. Okay, name them. We have so many examples of characters like this, to where, once again, it's an African American performer. They try their best and everything, and not even mentioning the fact that they are African American. We try not to even think about race or color or anything. But then suddenly, when we have to do a reclamation, we have to do a repackaging, that is the go-to. That is the go-to. Apollo Crews now is using a different accent of some kind. I don't know if it's his real accent or if it's something that he studied up on. I don't know. But we see this all the time, and I just don't know what to, and in this day and age, okay, in this day, to where you say just, you have one wrong inflection, if you say the wrong preposition, if you just don't have your words structured properly, the whole house just falls right down on you. You've got to be right in everything you say. Twitter will just latch onto your neck and suck the life out of you. How are they with this? How are they? I mean, are we looking? Will our cynicism get the best of us? to enjoy this. I'm going to try my hardest to keep my cynicism at bay. Okay? I mean, I don't think it's that far of a stretch. I don't think. But what I do think is a stretch is having the military personnel flanking you. I think that's a little bit much. I could totally get having the scarf, having the accessory. I'm glad he's not wearing headgear. I mean, this is not to the levels of, tropism like Lord Tensai was. Oh, God. Yeah, Tensai was awful. Was awful. Don't get me wrong. Bloom is a fantastic performer. He's one of the best professional wrestlers ever. He's one of the trainers and scouts over there at the Performance Center. However, Tensai was horrible as a character. Name a trope, a Japanese trope, and we threw it on Lord Tensai. We've got the tattoos. We've got the big giant dragon tattoo on the back. We've got him spitting green mist. We've also got him a little Japanese buddy that he's usually going to kick his ass if he doesn't win a match. We've got everything we can do to let you know that this guy is Japanese. That's what I feel like we're doing with Apollo Crews here. We are trying everything in our power to let you know that he is of Nigerian descent. We gave him a scarf, we gave him a spear, and we got him a couple of military men that would show that he is part of the Nigerian nobility. Is there anything else what we fell short on was giving him a weird hat or having him wear weird jewelry. There's a lot of things we fell short on that we could have done a lot more with, but we'll see how this goes. I've got a feeling this is what's going to make or break Apollo Crews. I really don't even think he needed this. I thought he was doing just fine. His appearance on Talking Smack a while back with Paul Heyman was fantastic. His program that he's been currently doing with Big E has been great. Is this necessary? Do we really need this? But I guess we do need this because we have plans for Apollo Crews past Big E. So this is what he's going to be working on. Okay, well, so be it. We'll see what happens. We'll see in the next 6 months if this sticks. I give him past SummerSlam. All right, finally, the final thing you should pay attention to WWE programming in particular, we go back to NXT UK, and we go to Kaylee Ray defending the NXT UK Women's title against Meiko Satomura. Meiko Satomura is, I want to say, she is nobility amongst all women's professional wrestling. Debuting on WCW Nitro at the age of 17. It was her only match, and then she would go back to Japan. She's been wrestling for over a quarter a century. I believe that, over a quarter a century. And also her matches This match that I saw on NXT UK is a great match. Please check it out. And I can't stand the honors and the respects and yada, yada, yada. But the thing is, it was going to be full of honors and respects because it's Meiko Satomura that's going to be appearing here, facing off against Kaylee Ray. And the reason they were doing this is to show you how big of a deal Kaylee Ray is, even though she's been champion for 600 plus days as NXT UK Women's Champion. Did we really need to verify any more? Did we need to confirm even more? There's a reason that she has that. So we had this. There is a little bit of history here in that Kaylee Ray performed in Japan before coming over to the European side and was a fixture in Satomura's federation over in Japan. And so this match was kind of a full circle for Kaylee Ray and her trek throughout professional wrestling. And have it come all to a climax here and a culmination to defeat her mentor, her sensei, Meiko Satomura. I guess my thing is, and I hear Gills in the chat room. I totally get you. Randomly being a face for no reason. Yeah, totally get it. I mean, that's why I'm not a fan of two things right here. I don't like the honors and the respects, but I understand why they did that with this. But I can't stand honors and respects. There's supposed to be anger. There's supposed to be frustration and disappointment. There's supposed to be just letting out vehemency to the person across from you in the ring. It's not supposed to be, I respect you, so now I'm going to break your elbow. No, that's not how it goes. And the second thing is, again, just like NXT stateside, NXT UK, there's no differences between faces and heels. Kaylee Ray is a heel. She has been portraying a heel her entire career. And now she's now taking the good guy ethos and taking the good guy's, ethics of showing respect and honor and shit. Heels don't do that. Heels are supposed to stomp on your foot and poke in the eye. But again, this was a good match. And I guess that's why I'm kind of conflicted. This was a good match. However, if you were watching it for the first time and you watched Kaylee Ray and Meiko Satomura for the first time, you would enjoy this match. But if you've been following the television program, if you've been following the Kaylee Ray character and NXT UK for at least the past 4 to 6 episodes, you're really confused. You have no idea what the hell's going on now. I have no clue what's happening over there on the UK side when it comes to their women's division. I have no clue. Because Kaylee Ray has defeated everyone there, including a Meiko Satomura that they just flew in for a one-off. So, yeah. I don't get it. I don't know. It's much like we don't know what's going on with the women's tag team division with the WWE, but we can make some inferences coming up in the next few weeks. We'll definitely know this week. It's supposed to be some major announcement involving the WWE women's tag team titles. So, yeah. Those were the 5 things happening on the television. You might want to check them out, especially NXT UK. NXT UK is a fun show. It really is, even though Walter doesn't show up as often as I would like for him to. Noam Dar is hilarious. Check out Noam Dar. Oh, he's funny as hell on there. All right, so CJ going wee. Off to the headlines, and very, very unfortunate passing of a legend from here in my state. Last week, we saw the passing, unfortunately, of legendary professional wrestling promoter Jim Crockett Jr. It was reported last Sunday that he was in grave condition as both his liver and kidneys were failing, but he ended up passing last Wednesday at the age of 76. Crockett Jr. was part owner and operator of Jim Crockett Promotions from 77 to 89. The company, which was affiliated with the NWA, was started by Crockett Sr. However, due to financial issues, the company was sold in 88 to Ted Turner. He renamed it World Championship Wrestling. Crockett Jr. was a 3-time NWA president, last serving the role in 91. This guy right here is what made what you know as WCW. What you know as WCW, this guy. Sting, Lex Luger, Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Dusty Rhodes, all of it. Vader, you name it. Everything came WCW. Jim Crockett Jr., a staple, a legend here in North Carolina, especially where I'm from, Charlotte. The studio wrestling that came from his organization, it's the gold standard, what every organization strives for studio professional wrestling. NWA Power is trying that. It's a fun try and everything, and then COVID hit, and now, but when you think of studio professional wrestling in the golden era of, well, not the era of the territories, but more the golden era of cable television, think of Jim Crockett Jr. Everything that you know of WCW, it's because of him. It's not because of Eric Bischoff. It's not because of NWO. It's not because of Ted Turner. Ted Turner bought what this guy created. So, yeah. Sad passing, but again. Also, unfortunate passing of Ron Reed, better known as Buddy Colt, in the 1970s. Colt was one of the major players in professional wrestling industry, building of the Omni as a top wrestling arena in Atlanta, Georgia. He passed away at the age of 81. He would become a huge star in Florida, being a top draw in the mid-70s. First wrestled in Nashville as Cowboy Ron Reed, and he also spent a handful of years with the WWF. His pro career ended at the age of 39 when he crashed his private plane in Tampa. Gary Hart, Bobby Shane, and Mike McCord were all passengers on the plane, Mike McCord being Austin Idol. Bobby Shane did not survive that plane crash, but the other three did. Yeah, another major player in the territories, Buddy Colt. There are so many matches that I want to check out of performers that their names are familiar, but, and I know they play a major role, but I've got to watch some matches, and sometime I will put together a show, and we'll be on Twitch, probably in about a month, 6 weeks from now, after WrestleMania. I think, yeah, it'll probably be after WrestleMania, where it will be really just a show where we're just going to watch wrestling matches. It's not going to be your typical episode of Weekly where we go over the news and TV and stuff like that. It's really going to be just, we're going to watch some wrestling, some old matches, some stuff that we're supposed to learn from, stuff that we know is iconic to professional wrestling is what we'll do. Sometime we'll check out some matches on Twitch, but in the meantime, we'll be here for now. Oh boy, here we go. NXT is reportedly close to finalizing a move to Tuesday nights beginning on April the 13th. It's also being said in conversation that they're in the final stages of making this happen, says the Mat Men podcast. F4 Dub Online later confirmed the story from the Mat Men podcast, but could not decide whether it was a done deal, but added the WWE and USA Network. They were very close, and it's been discussed heavily over the past week. If this move does take place, it would be the end of the so-called Wednesday Night Wars that began 2 years ago, on October 2nd of 2019. But it's believed that when NBC announced that they were folding the NBC Sports Network at the end of the year, the NHL and NASCAR would be in conflict for NXT due to their Wednesday night time slots on the NBC Sports Network. So, however, on the February investors call, WWE President Nick Khan said the shutdown of NBC Sports would not affect Monday Night Raw or NXT. It is unknown at this point what started this conversation. I can tell you what started this conversation. People who are bored. People who are bored with professional wrestling and need to make drama outside of the drama they're supposed to be enjoying. This same thing came up a handful of months ago. They were talking about this 4 months ago. We falling for this again? Really? Is a move going to happen? We won't know until the NBC Sports Network is gone. Once it is gone, then we can go ahead and start talking about if television shows are going to be changing time slots. What is keeping... Why wouldn't NXT just stay put? Why wouldn't they just stay put? Oh, it's because sports only happens on Wednesdays? You can't have it on Tuesdays or Thursdays? I don't get it. Are you going to shift it over? Well, that's when the networks and the executives and also league commissioners all have to sit down and figure out what are the moneymakers. When will we make the most money on this television program? To say that NXT will bring in more eyeballs on a Tuesday or a Thursday than a Wednesday? What do you have to compare that to? What other programming can you compare to that show to show that it's true? There isn't. There isn't any other programming that you can use as a correlation to it. You can go ahead and move it. There's nothing wrong with that. My issue with all of this is that we've already had this rumor. And it was shot down or just fizzled out. It just fizzled out like just a firework that was just a screamer. It's just and no bang, no nothing. Well, someone let out another screamer last week. All sports love all nights. If it were up to the NFL, there would be football games on every day. If it were up to any sports organization, they would have sports on every day. And none of the games conflicting time slots either. There's not a specific day that specific sports enjoy themselves unless you're footballed where all of your games are scheduled on one day. Or you take one day out for one specific game, or you see what I mean? Okay? Goose saying it right there. The NBA, NHL, and baseball aren't exactly concerned with what the WWE is doing. Okay? And nor should we be concerned about what they're going to do. And inevitably, it's not WWE's decision to make. It's not the WWE's decision to shift times. It's going to come down to the networks. It's going to come down to the agreements that they have with their sporting organizations. NHL, NASCAR in particular. Mainly NHL. Also, maybe UEFA. Premier League? But, yeah. I'm not taking anything from it. I'm not taking anything from this until we see something happen with NBC Universal. That's who we need to be paying attention to, not what the WWE is doing. This was funny as hell if you were on the Twitter. Okay. If you were on the Twitter on Tuesday, I think it was, oh man, was this hilarious. All right, so last Tuesday, around the middle of the afternoon, this marquee blasted up on Twitter. Wrestling for Women's Charity popped up. It was designed to raise money for the Wrestling for Women's Charity in Knoxville, Tennessee. Problem is, oh boy. One problem? There are tons of problems with this. I'll just have to go through this. Okay. March wrestling event known as Wrestling for Women's Charity. Here we go. It was canceled on that same day after it became public that former Impact Wrestling star and former Bar Wrestling owner Joey Ryan was involved. The event, which was scheduled for March the 20th, was to feature AEW stars Brian Cage and Sonny Kiss, from Impact Trey Miguel, Two Cold Scorpio, Davey Boy Smith Jr., JTG. We also see Carlito up there. Yep, Carlito, Rhino. Look at this, Eric Rowan, Gangrel. Look at a lot of performers. And then this asshole. Based on the webpage to buy tickets, it appeared that Bar Wrestling was promoting the show using a new email address specifically for the charity. This led AEW CEO and President Tony Khan to remove talent from the event if Ryan was to be involved. He publicly said this on Twitter, did Tony Khan, but he would still donate to the charity. Khan's offer then came into question, with Khan asking if the charity was even legit. Soon after his tweets, Bar Wrestling announced that they were now on their now deleted Twitter account that they were canceling the whole show, while implying that they did nothing wrong with anything, noting the following. Jason saying, We apologize for riling everyone up. It is clear that we're in over our heads. We'll say that everybody booked was fully aware of all details, including going through AEW's third-party booking system for talent. Rather than put talent in a tough situation, we've canceled the show. At one point, the Bar Wrestling Group announced that the event was going to stream on Fight TV. However, Fight TV noted on Twitter, they know nothing about this. After last summer's speaking out movement, Joey Ryan was accused by multiple women of sexual assault. He is attempting to fight some of those charges in court and has several lawsuits going. He also was released from his contract with Impact Wrestling last June. Last October, he filed a $10 million breach of contract lawsuit against Anthem. That lawsuit is still pending. Here are the tweets. Yeah, Tony Khan put this right out there in the public. I mean, this was hilarious to watch on Twitter. Here's Fight TV. Hi, this is Kim Hurwitz, CMO of Fight. I wanted to confirm that this event is not being carried by Fight. Thank you for your comments. We love our pro wrestling community. Yeah, this was an absolute shit show. This was just hilarious. Hey, we're doing a charity event. Look at all the people that are going to be there. I am. I'm going to be where? With the fuckhead? I'm going to be there? What's the charity? I'll just give money to the charity. Fuck that. We're carrying a charity event? News to me. Absolutely amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Speaking of filing lawsuits here, where's my sounder? Where's my sounder? Sounder! Thank you. Joey Mercury is filing lawsuits against Ring of Honor and Sinclair Broadcasting. According to F4 Dub Online, Adam Birch, also known as Joey Mercury, has filed lawsuit against those companies and Sinclair Broadcasting Group. It's being said that Birch filed the suit in the state of Maryland, alleging he was misclassified as an independent contractor rather than an employee of Ring of Honor and Sinclair. Lawsuit by Birch claims that he was forced to resign due to the company's lack of concern regarding talent and working without a, quote, commensurate increase, unquote, in pay. Birch's suit also claims that Sinclair and Ring of Honor failed to respond to Birch's complaints regarding what he saw as an unsafe working environment. Here we go again. Another one coming towards Ring of Honor and Sinclair. Oh boy. He also claimed that he was paid substantially less than others who were performing the same work. And he's also looking for royalties. We reported last month that former three-time Ring of Honor Women's Champ Kelly Klein did the same thing. filing a lawsuit against Ring of Honor and Sinclair for unsafe work environment, breach of implied contract, unpaid royalties, violations of both state and federal equal pay acts, abusive discharge, and that's on top of discrimination and sexual harassment. Amazing. Just what a shit show that is going on right now. Man, is that yeah, Jamel got it right there. That's a dumpster fire. Oh, boy. Former EC Dub and WWE announcer Joey Styles is trademarking his stage name. Joseph Bonsignore. Bonsignore. Joseph Bonsignore. Bonsignore. That's who it is. Yeah, Joseph Bonsignore. Is it Joseph or Josope? Come on, Jerome. Joseph Bonsignore, better known as EC Dub and WWE play-by-play announcer Joey Styles, he applied to trademark Joey Styles' stage name back on February the 25th. The filing noted that Styles listed his first use in commerce dates as early as January of '92. The following description, there's a blah, blah, blah. Styles last worked for the WWE as VP of Digital Media Content from 08 to 16. On August the 8th, 2016, he was released by the WWE and returned to a career in advertising sales. Jerome? Update on the NWA Power coming to Fight TV. NWA and Fight TV announced last Tuesday that the promotion is returning on March the 21st, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard, for a live pay-per-view called Back for the Attack. It was also indicated that the NWA will resume a full schedule of Power events that may be made available through Fight TV every Tuesday night at 6:05 beginning March the 23rd with a low-cost subscription bundle. They are no longer going to be on YouTube. You got to pay to watch NWA Power now. What is the low cost going to be? We don't know. I'm skimming through all here because here's their full announcement and press release. Mumbo jumbo to get you all psyched up to maybe pay $5 a month. Look, if you subscribe to streamers on Twitch, you would subscribe to this. Okay? Put it that way. If you don't subscribe to Twitch streamers, that's fine. Not a problem. I'm just saying, if you have a problem discerning the price for this, if it is more than $5 a month, no way in hell. No. AEW announced a partnership with Cinemark to host tonight's Revolution pay-per-view. I am not a fan of the name of this pay-per-view, given what the main event is. Just putting that out there. The announcement over in Cinemark theaters, they're partnering up to show off this event. The announcement indicates that tickets are $20 at Cinemark.com or on the Cinemark app, and fans can also enjoy a large soda and medium popcorn combo for $5, $2 off draft beer, and $1 off a chicken sandwich or a hot dog. Hot dog and a handshake. It's $1 less now. Oh, no problem, Jerome. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to put you on the spot there, Jerome. Sorry. I don't mean to do that. I'm a nice person. Sorry. Don't hurt me. God will smite me. I know he will. All right, and finally, good news. People asking, what the hell is this match that Kenny Omega and Johnny Moxley are doing that Atsushi Onita was talking about so much? What the hell is this? Well, Kenny Omega announced the rules and gave a brilliant description over the Twitter of what this is. So here we go. This match that they're having, what are they calling it? An exploding barbed wire death match, where I'm just used to it being called a Japanese death match. Is what I'm used to it being called. Here we go. 3 sides of the ring ropes are going to be wrapped in barbed wire. Contact with the barbed wire triggers explosives on the corresponding side. It is triple hell, which means there are 3 zones on the floor wired to explosives. And then there's a 30-minute countdown timer until all explosives in around the ring detonate. So, All right, so get this. So yeah, there's the stage down there. That's the one side of the ring that's not going to have the barbed wire ropes, and then everything else surrounding it is. And then the triple hell. These are just platforms like we watched in other Onita matches on this show, or like we watched with the Terry Funk Mr. Pogo match. You know, if you fall on them, they blow up. It's like a landmine. Is what it is. Yeah, this and then at the end of a half hour, they just all detonate. It's just all for show. This is not going to be a 10-minute wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This match is going to go 45 minutes. Ugh. 45 minutes. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be gift-tastic. Check out for memes and gifts tonight, kids. There's going to be a ton of them. Yeah, there's going to be explosives. Yeah, people are going to get blowed up. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? News on the injury front. Mustafa Ali reveals that he's been wrestling with a torn PCL. During a Q&A, he revealed this. Ali also revealed that he would like to wrestle Riddle at WrestleMania. Whatever. What was your biggest frustration? How have you adapted to it? There it is. It's right now, actually, wrestling with a torn PCL is incredibly frustrating. He could be... Yeah, he could be going to the knife and miss another WrestleMania. Yeah. So, and this is a good way. Yeah, and you guys are bringing up there in the chat room about this match between Moxley and Omega. It's a great way to write Moxley off so he can be with Renee Young or Renee Paquette as they are expecting Tiny Human. Speaking of expecting tiny humans, let's go to the injury list. Becky Lynch, the Tiny Human, has been extracted from her tum-tum. She should be reappearing very soon. Probably now it's looking like it's not going to be until after WrestleMania. That's what it's looking like. Ivar, clavicle injury, neck stinger, potential career-threatening injury. If he's done with his career, he should be back in time for the SummerSlam. Lacey Evans now has a Tiny Human in her tom-tom. She is not going to be back until Royal Rumble of next year. Chelsea Green with a broken wrist looks like she's being rehabbed, and she might be good to go now. She could be reappearing. I don't think she'll reappear until after WrestleMania, but this is the second time she's broken her wrist, and it's from this second spot where she's leapt off the apron and used her wrist to break her fall. Tegan Nox, torn ACL for the third time in her career. If it is not over, she'll be returning for SummerSlam. Ridge Holland, he ruptured his patella on live television. He's not going to be back until SummerSlam times. Arturo Ruas with a torn rotator cuff. He is fully rehabbed. He is good to go. Don't know when he's supposed to be returning, though. Bobby Fish, torn tricep. This guy has been on the IR for nearly a year and a half. Since he's come to the WWE. Just write it out. Just stop it. It is not worth bringing him back just to get hurt again. And finally, Casey Catanzaro revealed to have a torn LCL. She will probably not be back until October of this year. Yeah. So those are the people. And Mediocre Lewis, why is Asuka not on it? Because it's a tooth. Asuka got a busted out tooth. Cesaro was on the show immediately 2 weeks after he jammed his teeth into his gum line. You remember that one? So, those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? What about the people who haven't been on WWE television or pay-per-view for, say, 3 weeks? They end up on a very special list. A list of my own design. A list that only grows stronger and bolder. More beautiful? Maybe. Not sure, but definitely bigger. By judging by the people that are on there, yeah, they are a lot bigger. So let me take a sip. God, this is so good. So, yes, you want to see it? Oh boy, I bet you'd like to see it. Turn your head if you're squeamish. Brace yourself for impact. It's the Oh, psych, you thought I was offline, but I'm still online. Psych, psych, psych. Accidentally pressed the wrong button there. You guys still with me? Good. Good, I hope you're still with me. Because I can't believe I have to depend on you jokers. Can't believe I got to depend on you jokers. Yep, there we go. I think I just creeped the hell out of everyone. Everyone thought I was yanked offline. All right. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's start things off with Mercedes Martinez. The last time she was on this list, remember she made a brief stint with Retribution? But then they kind of changed their mind and said, nope, we only need one female. So she was off TV for a good 4 months. They bring her back to NXT to try with this short little triple threat stint against Io Shirai and Tony Everyday is Leg Day Storm. She hasn't been seen since that triple threat match on Vengeance back on February the 14th. So, where's she gonna be? I don't know what's going on with this one. Your guess is as good as mine. Keith Lee. All right, I hear you. Keith Lee. Doug, but he's in quarantine. They in quarantine. He has the COVID and ba with Mia Yim, and Mia Yim had it, and she was in quarantine. Yada 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 yada. Mia Yim was on TV last week. She was on TV the week before. So the whole argument of, COVID quarantining Mia Yim, so now Keith Lee has to be quarantined as well, that argument ain't flying on here. They're COVID-free. No spiky Nerf ball. We haven't seen Keith Lee since February the 8th, where he had a match against Riddle on Monday Night Raw. This is different. Keep your eye on this one. I don't think he's going to make it to WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to be at WrestleMania. I don't know. There is a lot of questions going on right now about Keith Lee's run after leaving NXT. I have no idea what's going on here, but it's a big deal. Okay. Nikki Cross, haven't seen her since the February 1st episode of Monday Night Raw, where she had a match against Alexa Bliss to confirm that Alexa Bliss is a crackpot, a weirdo chick that does wacky, goofy things, that has the power of the cutaway to change uniforms and facial expressions. I don't know what to tell Nikki. I would love to see her go back to NXT. I would love to see Nikki Cross go back to NXT. I think that'd be fun. Rhea Ripley, haven't seen her since the Royal Rumble on January the 31st, but, they've been tossing out vignettes on Monday Night Raw about her coming soon to Monday Night Raw. So, okay, don't worry about this one. She'll be coming soon to Monday Night Raw. Induced Share, we haven't seen them since the January 26th Superstar Spectacle. That was purely just to promote the WWE within India television, to show that they were part of the WWE network. And soon, India NXT is going to be starting soon. And Induced Share is going to be a strong part of it. Will Jinder Mahal be a part of it as well? He's completely healthy now, after completely rehabilitating his ruptured patella and having some cleanup work done on that knee. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here with Jinder Mahal. I've got a feeling he'll be going... We're going to be seeing India NXT. We're going to be seeing NXT India. And those three will be spearheading it. Oh, poor Tucker. Damn it, Tucker. God, this one, always makes me sad. Tucker, we haven't seen him since the January 25th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was chasing after the 24/7 title, which he should be doing every day, every week on television. He should be chasing after the 24/7 title. But damn it, so they tried to make Otis a thing at the expense of this guy's career. We had a great program lined up for him with that split, remember? Remember that whole Otis, Tucker, Mandy Rose, Dolph Ziggler, Sonya Deville program? It was one of the best programs happening last year, and we had booked it to where that was going to carry over for an entire calendar year. Oh boy, Otis winning the Money in the Bank contract and Tucker going after him and everything. Mandy Rose on the outside with Sonya Deville, them having some matches, and we had it all culminating to where Tucker versus Otis in a cinematic match that was going to take part on a construction site. Man, but now what's happened since all of it? Otis has now switched to heel, I guess? That whole Otis experiment just, oh God, it fell flatter than Keith Lee's move to Monday Night Raw. This makes me sad. This one really makes me sad. Really irks me too. Jake Atlas, haven't seen him since the January 13th episode of NXT where he teamed up with Isaiah Swerve Scott to face MSK in the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. He's been appearing regularly on 205 Live, so I'm just doing this because he's on the main roster. You'll see what I mean soon. Wesley Blake. Don't know what a Wesley Blake is? Well, a Wesley Blake used to be part of the Forgotten Sons. Then they brought him over from NXT to SmackDown. And then COVID hit, and then Jackson Riker decided to, say that Trump was a good guy 2 days after the death of George Floyd. So that killed a Twitter account. So they had to find a way to bring the Forgotten Sons and Jackson Riker back. Jackson Riker is now paired off with Elias. Why? I don't know. But the Forgotten Sons were brought back on SmackDown with Baron Corbin to be the Knights of the Lone Wolf. They were meant to be King Corbin's henchmen. Well, that lasted for a hot minute because the last time we saw them was on January the 1st of this year. By the way, Cutler, James Cutler, the guy who was the other Forgotten Son, he was released from the WWE after coming down with COVID after he went out partying on New Year's Eve. Yeah, this one's going to be a shoo-in. Kalisto. Haven't seen him since the January 1st episode of SmackDown, where he was just standing against a wall backstage. Seriously, that's what I've got him down as doing. Sonya Deville walking backstage and Kalisto is leaning against the wall. That's all he's done. I don't know if he's doing anything on 205 Live. I don't know what he's doing at all. This one I can't figure out. Lucha House Party has been doing double dipping on NXT and Monday Night Raw. Steve Cutler, not James Cutler. Okay. But I don't know what the hell Kalisto's doing. No clue whatsoever. He did make a handheld promo and put it on Twitter a while back, but I don't know what it was about or who he was going after. I don't know. Eric, even though Ivar is tag team partner of the Viking Raiders or War Machine, or as I would like to see them called, Dreadnought. Eric hasn't been on television since the December 28th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was chasing after the 24/7 title. I've got a feeling he's going to be off TV for a while until we have confirmation that Ivar is good to go. And then they'll return. What are they going to do? What show are they going to? I don't know. I got a feeling they're going to be on Monday Night Raw is where they're going to stay. Velveteen Dream. Haven't seen him since the December 23rd episode of NXT, where he was legitimately buried by Adam Cole. I don't use wrestling terminology that often. I don't like saying the word buried or anything like that because it's overused. And it makes it look kind of dorky. It makes you look weird, you know. But it was a legitimate burial because we have not seen him for almost 3 months now. I don't know. This guy I thought was going to debut on the Royal Rumble, which I thought would have been great. Get everyone's panties in a wad. Oh, would have been so good. Bray Wyatt. Haven't seen him since the December 20th TLC pay-per-view. Why is that? Because it was lit on fire. God, just get this over with. I hate this character. It is so horrible. It has destroyed everything about seriously, has caused a lot of people to turn away from professional wrestling just because of this character. It's a great idea for a graphic novel. It's a great horror movie villain. Yeah, you can be a mutant facing off against the X-Men. Sure, but not in professional wrestling. It is not meant to be here. Jimmy Uso. Haven't seen him since the Survivor Series on November the 22nd, where he was outside of Roman Reigns' locker room talking about a match that Jey Uso had with Roman Reigns. And, hey, dog, what the dealio? Blah, 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 blah. Gangsta talk. Expect to see him come back real soon. And expect to see him and Jey team up once again for WrestleMania times. That's going to be happening. That is absolutely going to be happening. Aleister Black. We haven't seen him since October the 12th of last year, where he faced off against Kevin Owens on an episode of Monday Night Raw. After that, the draft occurred. He was shipped to SmackDown. He hasn't appeared on SmackDown since being drafted. Why is that? I don't know. It could be for the fact that his wife that used to work for the WWE, her name's Selena Vega, but also is Taya Trinidad, whatever name she wants to call, whatever. I don't know. But his wife was let go from the WWE when she decided to create an OnlyFans account so that she can make $5 a pop looking like sexy Melina for Mortal Kombat. Now she's taken to Twitter and every place and saying that she can be herself. I can be myself and make a significantly less amount of money. But hey, at least I got my integrity to parade myself and do whatever the fuck I want online. Even though I can't use the name that was copyrighted so that I could make a lot of money. We have no idea what's going on. Aleister Black's account has been active. His Twitter account has been active. He really hasn't ruffled any feathers or anything. It's just, honestly, this was an act that was not working. And they gave it a lot of time for it to try to work. They put him in a match with Cesaro. Man. Ugh. Besides, Andrew's bringing it up. They got Damian Priest now, so they have a taffy pull version of him. This one I can't figure out. Andrade. He hasn't been seen since that same episode on October the 12th of Monday Night Raw. I faced off against Angel Garza. There have been pictures of him and Charlotte Flair doing some wild trout fishing or something like that off some coast of somewhere. Is he taking a break? Is he injured? I don't know. I don't think his career is in jeopardy. But all we know is that he went off the air around about the same time that Charlotte Flair was having surgery done on her exploding boob. She had to have cosmetic surgery for a leaking breast implant. I figured that's why he was taking time off. And that's admirable. Incredibly admirable. It's now been about 2.5 months, 2.5 to 3 months since Charlotte Flair has come back from injury. I don't know what in the world is going on with this guy. I have no clue at all. Marina Shafir, haven't seen her since the September 23rd episode of NXT, where she took part in a battle royale of the vagina persuasion to figure out the number one contender for the NXT women's title. The winner of that match would have been Candice LeRae, and she would go off to face Io Shirai for the NXT women's title. Marina Shafir has just been playing video games and being a mom on the WWE's dime. Riddick Moss. Haven't seen him since the September 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was underground fighting Arturo Ruas because they thought they were cage fighters. And Dabba-Kato was down there too, and he thought that he was a cage fighter and tried to step up to Braun Strowman, who thought that he was a cage fighter. And so they all cage fought. And now underground doesn't exist anymore. The only thing that exists now is Braun Strowman thinking that underground is still going on because he's going after Shane McMahon. But what about Dabba-Kato and Riddick Moss? I don't know. They were drafted to Monday Night Raw. They were drafted to Monday Night Raw. I don't know what's going on. And nor does Jessamine Duke, because she was down there also underground on September the 7th. What is she doing? Playing video games and doing videos on instructional MMA with Shayna Baszler on the WWE's dime. And finally, the stalwart of the WWE Milk Carton. We haven't seen him. Oh, God. Well, let's just say it's Mojo Rawley. Get hype! Get hype! Get hype! Go get hype! Get hype! Mojo Rawley hasn't been seen since the June 19th episode of SmackDown last year. What was he doing? He was facing off against Shorty G. Since then, Shorty G is now known as Chad Gable. And this is now Chad Gable's third reclamation project in the WWE. Oh, boy. It's going to be a wild golden gallon. No, it's going to be another 3 months until Mojo becomes a golden gallon. 3 months. Get hyped! I did like that when he was with Triple H and Michael Cole during the first episodes of COVID SmackDown. Get hyped, Cole! Get hyped! Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't know if we'll see him get off the milk carton. We'll see. We'll see if he does. People that might be showing up on the milk carton. Where are you? Here we go. Looking at the names. No. No big names. Looks like, well, there's one. There's one big name. We'll see if he shows up. We'll see if he shows up. But until then, who knows? But until then, I know a lot of you, this segment that I do, the WWE Milk Carton, this is, I would like to think that everyone watching and everyone listening, whether it be live or on demand, I take it that the milk carton is probably your favorite thing that I do on the show. Probably numero, apart from taking shots of tequila because I don't know shit about professional wrestling. But I take it that this is one of your favorite segments. And I know a lot of you always do have in mind, like, well, God, why do you have people like, Indu Sher on there? Why do you have people like them on there? Why don't you have these people? Why don't you have those people? Well, I'm going to take you into that right now because coming up very soon, the WWE is going to be undergoing their annual spring cleaning, or as everyone else called it last year, the COVID time of fuckery, because everyone lost their shit because the WWE was firing people in April like they always do. Well, that's what we're going to kind of do here is, unfortunately, we are going to predict everyone's future employment. Time to get rid of household clutter. Time to get rid of household clutter is what it's time to do. Oh, yeah, Mediocre Lewis. Any thoughts on the big signing that's supposed to debut at AEW pay-per-view? Yeah, it's the Big Show. He's trolling y'all hard. He's trolling y'all hard. It's going to be Big Show. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. Okay, so here we are. The main roster, the WWE, according to their website. And I totally understand how some people think, well, the WWE, they never update their main page. They never update their roster. They never update their website. Well, I will have you know, first off, on NXT's page, Arturo Ruas has got a brand new profile picture. They know what they're doing. Okay? They know what they're doing. So, the WWE Milk Carton is solely based on the WWE main roster between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. It also involves only in-ring performers, not announcers, not commentators, and also not legends like John Cena or Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's what I'm considering Brock Lesnar now. Or Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. Yeah. Those are the main roster performers. There was a point where Keith Lee was on NXT's roster up until January. Like, he was on NXT's main roster for a long time. But, so here, right now you're currently looking at NXT's main roster. There are a lot of names that are not on this page that are actively on television for NXT, just as much as for Monday Night Raw. Here, I'll go and give you an example for Monday Night Raw. Just kind of scrolling down the list here. Yeah, like I said, Bork Laser, Booker T, I'm not counting them. Charlie Caruso, David Otunga. Why is Otunga on there? I don't know. Jerry Lawler? Why is Jerry Lawler? JoJo? I haven't seen a JoJo in forever. Yeah, just scrolling through here. Mr. McMahon. No, keep on going through here until we see anyone. Shane McMahon is now being shown on Monday Night Raw. Triple H. Vic Joseph. I don't know what the hell Vic Joseph's doing on here. He's a commentator on NXT. But this is the roster for Monday Night Raw. Hey, I'm going to leave the page right here. Where's Omos? Doug, why don't you have Omos on your milk carton? He's not on the main roster. He's not there. He's got to be over there for it to be considered official. That's how it is. Okay, well, what about SmackDown? Let's just go on over to SmackDown. Scroll on through the list. See, and again, I'm not counting commentators and like Elise Ashton and Byron Saxton, Corey Graves, Greg Hamilton, Kayla, who deactivated her Twitter account because she was harassed by so many people because she came out as bisexual. You know, I'm glad she deactivated her Twitter. She doesn't deserve any of that.
Hey, Kayla!
Kane's up there. There's Michael Cole. Mickie James is up there. She was considered a legend that was, Mr. McMahon again. Paige, Paul Heyman, Sarah Schreiber, Stephanie, Tom Phillips, and there's Triple H again. Only Triple H and Vince McMahon are allowed to be on all pages. But yeah, just scrolling through the list here, and I'll just kind of leave it right here, just so I can ask you. Where's Reginald, the slave? I mean sommelier former sommelier of Carmella. Why don't you have Reginald on your milk carton, Doug? He's not on the main roster. That's why. Not on the main roster. That's why he's not on the milk carton. It's a simple rule. Holy crap, Otis hasn't changed his Look at that picture. They haven't even changed Otis's profile pic yet. Wow. All right, and finally, let's go NXT. I'm just going through just to show you guys what this looks like, okay? Yeah, there are people that we aren't counting, like Alicia Taylor, Beth Phoenix, not counting. Just going through here. There's some other names that'll pop up that we're not counting. Josiah Williams. He's a guy for NXT UK. Going through Mackenzie Mitchell. Nigel McGuinness is over on NXT UK now. Mike Rome is the announcer for Raw. What else are we seeing here? Who else am I not counting? I mean, Wade Barra, William Regal. There we go. Okay. There you see, look, Vanessa Bourne still on the main roster, even though she hasn't been on television for now 14 months. It ain't me, people. It ain't me. I'm just going to go through here like Tony Nese. I could have been, I took Tony Nese off, and I need to put him back on. Because he's on 205 Live regularly, but if he's here, I've got to start acknowledging him. He's getting close to being on the milk carton. I mean, the Golden Gallon. He's had some cruiserweight matches on NXT, so he may not be that far off. There are some people like Mansoor. He just won the title on 205 Live, didn't he? Didn't he win something on 205 Live? I can't remember. Won something. Who knows? Leon Ruff. God, look at him. He looks like he just won the election for 7th grade treasurer of his student council. Oh boy. But I'm scrolling through all this here to show you what we have to work with. Okay? Spring cleaning is going to be happening soon. Spring cleaning is going to be happening soon. Usually means they release 10 to 15 performers. I think that's a good round number, 10 to 15, maybe a dozen. Yeah, they release a dozen. A dozen performers are going to be released from the WWE. Let's go to current superstars here, and I'll help you out on what an A-Kid is. He's on NXT UK. He won the Heritage Cup. So, a dozen performers that are going to be let go from the WWE. I can already tell you, just from the milk carton alone, who could be going. But, I really don't see them letting go of some of these people that are on the WWE card. For example, let's just scroll. I got to open up this page and let it just load up to show everybody. Hey, did you notice that Imperium wasn't on NXT's main profile? Main page? I didn't either. First, let's start things off with Mojo Rawley, the stalwart of the WWE milk carton right now. I do not see them releasing Mojo Rawley anytime soon. Not with his connections with the NFL. No way. I don't see them releasing Mojo Rawley at all. What about all my Golden Gallons? Bo Dallas? Absolutely. They're going to release Bo Dallas. They'll get rid of Bo Dallas. Vanessa Bourne? Probably. They'll release Vanessa Bourne. Kona Reeves? Sure. Yeah, they're going to release Kona Reeves. Where's Kona Reeves at? Oh, there he is. Yeah, Kona Reeves, he's going to be released. Mansoor? Absolutely not. They're keeping Mansoor. Release Tozawa's Ninjas? Yeah. You would like to think that. Think it would be that simple, huh? Jonathan Coachman is still listed as a current superstar. That's right. Scroll on down. There he is, Jonathan Coachman. You want to look at his profile? Yeah. In addition to his announcing duties, Coachman also held various authority roles. Yeah. These are current performers. These are all current performers. I'm going to go on through. I'm just kind of being haphazard here, and we're kind of just slapping this list all together. I am going to pick right now. I'm just going to scroll through this list just so that it all loads up and we've got everyone there. Unfortunately, this is everyone from Raw, NXT, SmackDown, 205 Live, and NXT UK. You're going to see some people on here that you're like, huh? And by the way, you knew it was true. You knew that it actually existed. You knew that he actually existed. He's got his own Twitter account. Vacant. There is a spot on the current roster page that's listed with the blank square. It says vacant. Yeah, let that sink in. Seriously. Vacant. Why I don't have this person on my milk carton, I will never know. Yes. They've got amateurs, they've got nobodies working the website right now to keep it updated. It will get updated for WrestleMania. Oh, believe me, it'll be updated for WrestleMania. But I figure let's go through this list. And I am going to click on some random names. I want to dwindle this down to 12. 12 performers on this main roster page that we know from Raw, NXT, and SmackDown that are going to be released. Okay? I'm just going to go through people that I know are going to be released, but we may have to dwindle it down. Yeah, we're getting Vanessa Bourne. Yeah, we're clicking on Vanessa Bourne. Yeah, we're clicking on Tucker. Taking Tucker. No, it's not. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Okay. Just going through. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. No, not Saroff. Not doing that. That's Emil Singh. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Raw. I haven't clicked on anyone. Rob Gronkowski is still there. Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Riddick Moss. I'll take Riddick Moss. Raw, NXT, and SmackDown is all we're looking at here. God, Pete Dunne is one ugly son of a bitch. Who else? Oliver Carter, he must be NXT UK. Look at that dopey grin on Noam Dar's face. Look at that dopey grin. I love it. Love it. I'll take Nikki Cross. Yeah, I'll take Nikki Cross. Who else? Who else are we going to let go? Who else are we letting go? Mickie James could soon be released. But she's not on the main roster. She's not on the main roster. There's Maurice. Look, Maurice sitting over there. Mashun telling me Richard O'Shea. I just passed him. Nah, I don't think so. No, I'll take Marina Shafir. Definitely take Marina Shafir. Mansoor is staying put. Lewis Howley, look at that. Pretty deadly. God, that's such a great tag team over on UK. Such a great tag team. They're keeping Lana for a while. They're keeping Lana, but they aren't going to keep Kona Reeves. No, they're not keeping Kona Reeves. Oh boy. Oh boy, I'm actually thinking about doing that. Clicking on Keith Lee. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. I just can't do it. I can do Kalisto. I will absolutely do Kalisto. Why is JoJo still there? Why is she still on that page? I don't get it. There's so many people on here they should not have on here. Jessamine Duke, absolutely. Click on Jessamine Duke. I'm going to click on Jackson Riker. Did I click on Wesley Blake now that I think about it? I'll click on Wesley Blake. There we go. So if I'm taking Jackson Riker, I've got to take Wesley Blake. All right. Where are we at here? Okay, there we go. Jason Jordan is a producer now. He's not a performer anymore. Fucked up his neck too much. Humberto Carrillo. No, they're keeping him for a while. Eddie Dennis. God, what a scrawny looking fuck. No wonder he's a manager now. Oh, Drew Gulak. I could. Oh, I'm so close to clicking on Drew Gulak. Ooh, I'm close to clicking on Drew Gulak. No, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Yep, Dabba-Kato. Unfortunately, God, Babatunde showed so much promise. Had Dabba-Kato. Man, I was a humongous fan of that look. But damn it. Who else are we looking at here? Let's fire Brock Lesnar. Let's fire Bork Laser. Did I click on Mojo Goose? No, I'm not letting Mojo go. No, I'm keeping Mojo. I'd keep Mojo. Bo Dallas, get the hell out of here, dude, you realtor. Becky Lynch, you should be back now. Arturo Ruas. Arturo Ruas. Oh, God. Yeah. Take Arturo Ruas. Look at Apollo Crews with a brand new picture. That's going to be changed soon. Joe Garza. Look, Amir Jordan, so happy to have a job. Andrade's. Yeah. Aaliyah. Oh, Aaliyah's fine. Yeah. She's staying put. Kira Tozawa's doing fine. That's it. I think I've gone through all of them. I think I've gone through the ones that I am going to do. And I've found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13. All right, guys. Time to have some fun. If you would have clicked Billy Kay, I would have boycotted. I am not clicking Billy Kay. Billy Kay can stay. No. She's got to. No, she's fine. No. I have clicked on 13 performers that I believe are, we said a dozen were going to be a part of the spring cleaning. So, which one will still have a job? Which one will still have a job? All right, let's do this. All right. Can we save someone's job? Can we save someone's livelihood? Let's start things off. Vanessa Bourne. Oh boy. I don't think we can. She has not been injured at all. She's been perfectly healthy for 13 months. From what I understand, she was taking time off to seriously train. I don't know. I'm still letting Vanessa Bourne go. Still letting her go. Tucker. There are no charity cases, okay, when it comes to spring cleaning. This is purely business, all right? There are no charity cases here. Don't be telling me that Drake Maverick was a fucking charity case. No, that was a work and a half, people. Oh, was that a work and a half? All right. Tucker. Damn it. I don't know if I can. I don't know what I would repackage him as or how I would reclaim him. I don't know. Damn it, this one makes me sad. I'm going to hold on to this one. I want to hold off on this one. Can I do that? I want to hold off on this one. Okay? Jamel's like, I don't like this. I don't like this either. But the reason I am doing this is so that none of you sit there and just go, oh my God, why are they doing this? Why'd they have to let him go? It's what my milk carton is for. It's to let you know how long people have been on television and how long it's been since you've seen them do anything. So that you're not in shock. All right. Riddick Moss. I can't save him. I can't think of anything. I can't save him. Oh, Nikki Cross. Oh, this is a tough one. What am I going to do with her? Am I just shipping her back to NXT and praying? I can't do that. I've got to have a definitive thing. Damn it. Oh, man, that one makes me... I'm putting that one to the side. I just cannot say, yeah, I'm getting rid of Nikki Cross. I just cannot do that right now. Marina Shafir, absolutely. Yeah, we're going... Yeah. There, yeah, I'm pitching Marina. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Kona Reeves, yeah, we're pitching Kona Reeves. That's a no-brainer. Kalisto. Oh, Andrew saying NXT UK for Nikki? Absolutely. Ship Killian Dane over there as well. Do that. See you later, Lewis. Wee. Kalisto, I'm going to hold on to for a sec. We'll look back on Kalisto. We'll see that. Jesmond Duke. Yeah. Get rid of Jesmond Duke. Yeah, get rid of Jesmond Duke. Jackson Riker. Yes. Even though they have him down as SmackDown, he's supposed to be on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. Get rid of Jackson Riker. Just get rid of him. Get rid of Wesley Blake. Yeah, just get rid of him. Get rid of him. Oh, God. Man, this had... I don't know. I just don't like what they did. He should not have done that underground shit. And it was nothing of his doing. He hasn't even had a match. Oh, God, that one makes me sad. Put him to the side. All right, Bo Dallas, yeah. You can go off to Florida and become a realtor with Liv. Arturo, yeah. Yeah, Arturo's done. All right. Really don't like doing this. Okay. We have got 4 performers that I've put to the side. We can only keep 1. We can only keep 1. Are we keeping Tucker, Nikki Cross, Kalisto, or Daba Kato? I don't know. This is tough. Can I just fire 9? Can I just fire 9 and keep these 4? CJ saying you have to debut him with a crowd. Absolutely. No, I totally understand. Yeah, if I'm reclaiming or repackaging Babatunde, I got to do it when I have a live crowd, which means I can let him go and re-sign him and gobble him up real quick. So, yeah. Okay, so never mind Dabba-Kato. Okay. Tucker, Nikki Cross, Kalisto. You're keeping Dabba-Kato. I got you. He has a lot of long-term potential. He's got a ton of long-term potential. Let me put him back in there. 4. I would like to fire just 9. How about I fire just 10? Gills is keeping Nikki and Tucker. Kalisto is a hard one, though. Kalisto is a difficult one. This is a tough one. I have an easy time keeping Nikki Cross. I love the idea of shipping Nikki Cross and Killian Dane to NXT UK. I like that idea. Kalisto, though, he has done jack and shit. They pushed him to the moon for a hot minute 2 years ago, and then after that, just plummeted. All right, this is for real now. Who am I shipping? Am I getting rid of Tucker? Am I getting rid of Kalisto? I just can't. This one is sad. I cannot get rid of Tucker. I cannot get rid of Tucker. He's young. Tucker is still young. Still work on him. We can still build him up. Got Jamel saying Kalisto can go. CJ, we've got Andrade. Yeah, you're right. Everyone's saying, Andrew saying Kalisto. Yeah, let's ship Kalisto. Yeah, we'll ship him. We'll ship him. Okay. So right now, we're canning 10. I think that's fine, right? Can we do that? Can we just get rid of 10? I think so. I know we said a dozen, but 10 sounds about right. 10 to 15. And usually with the 10 to 15 performers that they ship during their spring cleaning, a lot of them are developmental talent that they signed up to the Performance Center and never panned through. So, I think we got it. I think those are the 10 that we feel so emboldened and empowered ourselves that we can determine someone's financial future. It's horrible, I know. It sounds horrible. But it's true. None of them have been on TV. None of them. Like here, I'll go through. These are the 10 performers that we're letting go. Kalisto. Going through, I'm looking right here on my milk carton. Kalisto. Haven't seen him since January the 1st of this year. It's been over 2 months, and when we did see him, he was leaning against the wall. Vanessa Bourne is a golden gallon and hasn't been on television for 14 months. Riddick Moss, he hasn't been on television since last September. 6 months. Marina Shafir, last September, take part in a battle royal. She's done nothing. Kona Reeves, he's a golden gallon. He hasn't been on TV for a year, and he took a powder to Keith Lee in 25 seconds. Jasmine Duke hasn't been on TV since last September. 6 months. Jackson Riker, he's on TV right now, but if you didn't notice, during Elimination Chamber and the week prior, where Elias had anything involving television, he wasn't there. Jackson Riker I think he was on the milk carton for a good hot week until he got yanked off of it appearing on television last Monday. Nah, Jackson Riker, he's going to get canned. Wesley Blake, same thing. Poor guy. Victim of circumstance. Guy who won't shut up on Twitter and partnered up with a guy who just Doesn't give a shit about everyone else and just wants to party, and then he gets spiky Nerf ball. Bo Dallas, Golden Gallon, hasn't been on television for 15 months. Yeah, they're going to fire him. And Arturo Ruas, sure, he's just coming back from injury, but has done jack and squat in between that time. They put him on Underground, then they shipped him to NXT to repackage him, and that's when he got hurt. I think Bobby Fish is injury prone. Jamel, isn't Marina Shafir married to Roderick Strong? Yeah, she is. Rusev was married to Lana. Aleister Black was married to Zelina Vega. So, yeah. CJ saying that Kalisto may end up on AEW doing something Del Sol. Yeah, I can absolutely see that. You can see him joining up with Pentagon, Phoenix Del Rey. It was Rey Phoenix. Phoenix Del Rey. I like Phoenix Del Rey. He could absolutely join up there. Kalisto would have a ball in AEW. Doing all kinds of wacky no-selling shit. You know what? That's why I don't pay attention to AEW the most, is the no-selling. At least WWE performers sell. I know that if any one of these performers took a power bomb from Shaquille O'Neal, they would be down on the mat for longer than 20 seconds for Shaquille to just showboat, and then they would kick out from being pinned. But nope, over in AEW, Cody Rhodes gets power bombed by Shaquille O'Neal and kips back up in 3 seconds. That's why I don't watch AEW. I saw that shit, okay? The Shaquille O'Neal match, I was genuinely looking forward to. I was looking forward to that until I saw the fucking no-sell from Cody. It's going to be a while until I watch AEW. Speaking of which, their show is about to come on, so I should get off the air for you guys here, in case you guys are going to be watching it, because you may not be doing such a thing. You're smart people. That's going to do it for this episode of Wrestleview Weekly. I'm depressed now that I have determined the livelihood of at least 10 to 11 performers within the WWE. I hope I'm wrong. I don't wish anyone's lives destroyed for the sake of my entertainment. No one would ever wish for that. But don't worry, don't fret, there won't be any more shows like this for a while. I hope. I really hope so, because next week is Fastlane predictions. 2 weeks from now, we go to the Fastlane, to the WrestleManias, and so we watch a wrestling show. Oh, I'm really running on fumes here. Predictions for WWE Fastlane coming up next week. Every pick will be a lock, because that's how I roll. I haven't had any pay-per-view picks in a while, so there you go. Watch the NBA All-Star Game. That sounds like a great that is an awesome idea, Mashoon. By the way, if you haven't, do so, please. Subscribe, like this video. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Do you really tune in on YouTube? I keep saying that, but it keeps reflecting how fucking old I am. Stop it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. There is no C or H in that. Doug, stop it. Tomorrow, the effervescent one, Mike Tedesco and Queen Victoria, will go over Monday Night Raw, post-haste, following that show. And then Friday night, the guy who misspells way more than Jerome, Roy, will be doing his post-SmackDown show immediately following SmackDown. Is it post-haste? Well, probably. He moves about as fast. So he'll be doing the post-show for SmackDown. And then over here, next week, we make predictions for the Fast Lanes, where I jeopardize my liver. Try not to take too much tequila. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I have got a can of hotcakes sitting right here that I am just going to take down after we get off the air here. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this show. You didn't do anything. I was doing most of the driving. Wear a mask. Don't be an asshole. Think of someone else before yourself. Yeah, that's all of it. Yeah, that's all of it. And as always, know when you're being sold to.